Hi there. I wanted to get a short video off, and I wanted to adjust that a minute, about motivation. And this will be really something about 10 minutes at the most. Um, when we think about motivation or motivating, you know, even others, the goal in motivating is it's got to be goals. It's got to be goals oriented. I think a lot of people say, "Well, I need to be more motivated." And when I hear that, I was working with someone today, and they were saying, "Well, I need to be more goal oriented," and I was like, I, I, I was trying to tell the individual, and I finally he really understood what I was trying to mean by this statement, is that we need to be figure out in our mind, cognitive mind, or even our subconscious mind, where we want to be at a particular time in space. Now, whether that is a year from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, but that is where that is goal motivation occurs. For instance, myself working on some NLP material, and I'm also working on trying to get this psychology practice up. And I actually had a meeting with a marketing guy today at 2 o'clock, and I was looking forward to that today, as well as I'm working on a research project with Native Americans. And my goal was, and was still is though I am not highly, what's the word I'm looking for, is efficient maybe in marketing, or lack the knowledge of marketing. I reach out because I'm motivated myself to seek out the information I need, especially for my business. And that is where, I set up appointments and look at videos, and that to keep things motivated. For instance, I'm offering a event at the end of the month on the 27th, I believe, at 7 p.m. on a Saturday on Eventbrite concerning time management, and the issue of how the goal is to always be goal setting at this event for people, but it's also goal setting for myself, because in the back of my mind, like next month, I'm going to create a class, maybe work on that this week on increase self-esteem by increasing your empathy. And I will probably spend some time over the weekend to create some uh, ideals and concepts about that as well. So the goal is for myself is I want to offer a class or a webinar anywhere from a half hour to an hour, at least once a month. Once I get everything going and up and gearing, then I plan to offer this maybe twice a month, maybe one day during the week and then one day during the weekend. And with the COVID going on, I'll do this online. Once the COVID gets over, I get a structural place. Then eventually, I will still keep the online stuff. Then I will have a structure or brick and mortar place where all this information goes. But then I've been doing work with Native American cultures. So in the process of that, since I'm back east, and I've been working with a lot of Native American cultures in Arizona, New Mexico, southern Utah, uh, in the line, my goal would be within maybe a year to 2 years, moving somewhere out west, because the logistics of me being in the east, and then predominantly working with a lot of tribes out in the southwest, is not really conducive if I have to go out and meet a tribe or something, especially after post COVID. So that is another thing that I have to keep in mind when I talk about goals and being motivated to get these goals. So in the back of my mind, I have to think of an area that I'm motivated to, where I feel like this would be a good area. For instance, I've been thinking about an area like El Paso, Texas. Another area I've been thinking about is even up in the part of La Cruz, somewhere like in the southern part of New Mexico. Or the other situation, which I have lived in before, is in Tucson. But I lived east of Tucson. This time around, I will live west of Tucson, and actually uh, east of Phoenix, somewhere in the middle there, because then that way that because of, for instance, there is a tribal meeting in August that I've been invited to. So it's these kind of things, and I shouldn't go these kind of things. It's these events that I have to keep in my mind that keeps me motivated to say, yeah, this is where I need to be, this is where I need to go. And it's important to realize when you're talking about motivation and you have to be motivated yourself. You have to see where yourself going. And then I think a lot of people just get stuck, and that's the big issue. They say, oh, where do I want to go, or where I just feel stuck at this point. And then when that happens, you have to self-reflect and do self-reflecting on saying, okay, why am I stuck? And then you take that time to figure out, where am I stuck? Why am I stuck? And then you move forward from that when you feel that way, because it's important to realize that you feel stuck or you feel like you're not doing the motivating where you want to be. Then the ideal is do self-reflection and self meditation to figure that out. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll meditate in the morning and say, what do I really want to accomplish? My goal is always to do three, at the most three things that I'd like to accomplish during the day. Uh, for instance, today I wanted to reach out to I reached out to a tribe today. Also did the marketing thing because I just was not happy about the results that we're getting and what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. And now that I realized that. And the third thing was work on my book, and I will do that later this evening because I'm working on another book, which is why are we in a hurry? And this should be available sometime. And it'll be available on Amazon as well, sometime in the middle of March. It's not going to be a very long book, it'll be approximately about 50, 60 pages. I'll probably price the book around $4.95, but it'll be available as a self-published book on Amazon. So those are the things that I need to work on. And as well, as I said, I'm working on a research project that I'm motivated to get the data that I want by the end of the month before I start working on. I do an ice cream business, so I want to get that in gear by the first part of March. So everything that I want to accomplish, I want to get that motivating myself to get the things I want to get accomplished by the end of the month. And then what I'll do is I'll assess what worked this month, what didn't work this month, where do I need to get accomplished. It was like, for instance, another issue for me was I wanted to start classes the first part of February, well, because of the COVID problems and some federal student loan issues. Things take a while, and I have to realize that, and then you'll have to adjust for that. So my goal was to start the second. That didn't happen. I thought it might start the 9th. That didn't happen. So I'm actually starting the 16th. So you have to adjust to make those adjustments in your mind on that. So the goal is to always do this assessing, so that you're motivated or in it, what I call a space in life where you're moving. That's it. That's the other issue. Like for myself is I'm playing around with my diet, and my goal is I would love to be down to a 36-inch waist by the end of February. So for instance, I've totally cut out caffeine, and I've totally cut out sugar. And both of them, it's been really, really, the caffeine has been a real struggle. And then that with the caffeine has been a real struggle because it completely cut out the coffee. And I thought I was going to have these detox issues, and it's not really been as bad as I thought. The sugar is going to be a little bit harder, but I will award myself when I'm good about getting accomplished what I want. But I want to carry this once I start with the business in March, carry this forward so I can move things forward. So one thing I'm thinking about doing is creating energy drinks or shakes that I would take. I can put in the freezer and use those through the day to help with the weight loss. The big issue for me, number one, is the fast food. And number two, my concern is with the COVID going on, you can't always guarantee where somebody's going to be with their hands and everything. So the issue with me right now is just to be more healthy and to be more lean and to be more astute in the mind. Anyway, these are just some general thoughts. What I want people to do is please subscribe to my channel. Remember, like I said, I have a time management seminar at the end of the month, February 27th, and that is at, I believe, at 7 p.m. You can find out an Eventbrite time management seminar. It's going to be available on Zoom. Anyway, and then also the books. I also have some books published. They're under B. Thomas Miller on Amazon.com. But please subscribe to my channel, and please also like. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a nice day, and try to keep motivated and keep your goals within reach. Have a nice day. Bye.